Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show for Friday, December the 8th, 2023. Welcome to another eBay video. Today I have two main topics I want to discuss. Number one, buyers who are abusing the feedback system, leaving blatantly unfair, bad feedback. But let me lay some groundwork down now, if I may. First of all, I can't remember so many cloudy, cold, nasty days in a row as we've been having, and they're saying the next possibility of sun is not till next Tuesday, and even that's iffy. I know you guys think that I'm a bit anal about the weather, but if you had to live under these conditions, you would be anal too. It's even hurting my eBay sales because I can't take any pictures. They come out horrible. But I know you're more interested in the eBay news of the week, and I don't blame you. I want to start off by talking about the guy who left the unfair bad feedback. Now, in this case, it was a neutral feedback. But let me set the stage for you. To use a blue sweater as an example, and I love to use that because it's something everybody can understand. Let's say you had a blue sweater, and the sweater is missing the top button, okay? So you write in your description, I am selling this blue sweater, the top button is missing, all right? You even photograph up close of the top button being missing. The buyer gets the sweater, and he leaves you bad feedback saying, the seller did not disclose that the top button was missing, and the seller did not show in pictures that the top button was missing. I'm almost speechless right now. eBay is not doing anything to buyers that abuse the feedback system, even in blatantly obvious cases like the one I'm going to show you. It's like buyers can do no wrong. In my opinion, a great fix for this would be, first offense, eBay would send an email to the buyer, not some computer-generated AI crap. I mean, from a trust and safety representative saying in red lettering, you have abused the feedback system on December the 8th, 2023, and this case has been noted on your account. Should you do it again, you will lose your feedback privileges, either permanently or for a certain amount of time. What I didn't catch right away when I looked at the feedback was they bought this item from me back in October and waited to the very end to leave this feedback. I'm not sure why they did that. I really don't know why. But quite frankly, it does upset me, and I'm not going to lie to you. There are some people connected with eBay that will say, feedback doesn't matter. Nobody looks at that. You listen to me. Feedback does matter. When you get bad feedback, even neutral, it hurts you in the algorithm, number one. Number two is it's not right. If you didn't do anything wrong and you described your item properly, you do not deserve bad feedback. All right? End of story. Let's go inside. I'm going to present. All right, I'm going to start off by reading the comment in its entirety. Item fit okay. Matched others on the car. However, while seller displayed image with a slight abrasive damage to the shiny exterior, Joe didn't mention the damage to the backside. It was cleverly repaired by adding screws to snap in pieces. Repair held together while assembling wheel assembly, but repair alert should have been part of the description or photo montage. Crossing my fingers over the hope that will last for a while. Now, he's claiming that I did not state that the item had been repaired in text and pictures. So let's take a look and let's see. Here's the item. Let's scroll down Let's look at the description first. Look right here. Several clips have been screwed back. Several scripts have been, oh Christ, Jesus. Several clips have been screwed back into place and cap will fit fine. When installing, press the repaired side in first and hit the opposite side with your rubber hammer. So you can clearly see that I did state it in the text. Now, let's look at the pictures and see what we got. Bang. Look, there's one right there. You can clearly see that the screw has in fact been put into the clip. There's one in its natural state. And there's another one in this picture. You can see two of them. See? Two of them have been screwed back in. So what this buyer is saying is totally false, okay? He's lying. This is not true what he said, okay? So I figured it was going to be a very easy deal. I would call up eBay concierge and they would immediately remove it. Well, guess what happened? I called up eBay concierge and the first person I spoke to said, no, we no longer remove any feedback over the phone. You have to do it online through the automated service on eBay. He stated that this is something they just started this week, period. I mean, truthfully, I don't think he knows what he's talking about, but for the moment, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay, so I tried the automated thing, which never ever works, and once again, it did not work. Here's what I got back. We reviewed your request. Hello, Hubcap Joes. We reviewed your request to remove the feedback for one genuine Mercury Marquis 16-inch hubcap. Unfortunately, we won't be able to remove this comment because it doesn't violate any of our feedback policies. This is absolutely ludicrous. You can clearly see that I described it correctly, even with the pictures and the text. The buyer didn't read it. This is what happens when you're dealing with these geriatrics. I've had it happen so many times before. Guys, I want all of you just to stop back and think for a second. How many times have I come out here and specifically mentioned that anybody driving a 1998 to 2002 Mercury Marquis cannot read? Now, please be honest. Anybody that's a longtime viewer of mine knows that this car has always been a thorn in my side because everybody that owns it is over 75 and they don't read, and it causes me consistent problems. Now, that being said, I thought about it for several hours and I decided to try and call back again to see if I would get anywhere. This time I got a representative who seemed to be a little more knowledgeable and she understood where I was coming from, but she could also see that it had been denied through the automated system. So she went to her boss, her supervisor, and they said, absolutely not. We will not remove this feedback. So guys, this is conclusive proof that, in my opinion, eBay is declaring war against its sellers with their new feedback policy. Let's get back to the video. We interrupt this video with breaking news, and it's really bad. I never thought I would say this, but it looks like eBay is declaring war on all sellers, just like it did during the dark days of Donahoe. eBay is no longer the seller-friendly place that it used to be, and I'm saying it live. I call concierge thinking I get the feedback removed because it obviously is wrong. I showed conclusive proof. They say it doesn't violate any eBay policies and that the buyer is entitled to his opinion. Now, right now you're saying to yourself, eBay can't be that stupid. They can't be. You're wrong. Another problem I had this week in a huge amount is people sending me semi-reasonable best offers with snarky comments. I had 3 of them in a 24-hour period, and I'm going to share them with you right now. One of them especially. They all happened on Monday, oddly enough. So I had an item that was $100 plus $35 shipping. It was a lot of 5 wheel covers that would be big and heavy, made of metal, that would be shipped in a 17 by 17 by 8-inch box, which will cost $35, if not by the weight itself, but by the dimensional weight. So I get an offer Monday morning for $65 plus the shipping. 65 instead of 100. So that's a little less than I really want. But I said to myself, you know what? Maybe I'll just grab the offer. I'm working on the app because I happened to be at the UPS store when this happened Monday morning. I'm working on the app. I swear to God, I'm about to click accept offer. And I happened to see a little love note. And it said, I think your shipping fees are excessive. What are you going to do about that? Oh, I'm going to do something about that. Decline. And then I sent back a little note and I said, I was going to accept your $65 offer because I felt it was a reasonable offer. But because you sent me a snarky comment about the shipping fee, you will not be getting these items. Bang, decline. 2 minutes later, same guy sends me another offer. This time he lowers it to $55. $10 lower. And he says to me, I have just lowered my offer to $55. I think you should accept it. And if you don't, I'm going to go lower. Decline. 2 minutes later, he comes back again. This is my third and final offer. I've lowered my offer now to $50. If you don't accept my offer, you will be stuck with these items. I wrote back to him in the comment section, you will never get an item from me as long as I live. I am blocking you and you can't do a thing about it. I advise you in the future not to resort to any snarky comments about shipping when sending out best offers. Okay? And that was that. But the thing is, I don't know how to block people on the app. So I couldn't block him till I got back to my Mac at work. Does anybody know how to block an eBay buyer using the app? If you do, could you tell me below, please? Then I had a guy send me an offer of $15 on a $25 item. However, the item is a real dog, and I had no problem hitting the accept button until, you got it, another snarky comment. Why is the shipping so expensive? Decline. I sent him back a message. Listen, I would have accepted your offer of $15. I think it's fair, but not only are you not getting these, but I'm blocking you for the snarky comment about the shipping. I advise you in the future not to criticize the price of the shipping. Bang, got rid of him. And then there was one more. I don't know what's going on, man. Is it because Amazon is breeding a crop of buyers that are used to free shipping? We're not Amazon. We're eBay. We're independent sellers just trying to make a living. I couldn't afford free shipping. I couldn't, all right? I couldn't, especially if they're going to return the item. That's crazy. Speaking of returns, I had my first return from the eBay International Delivery Program this week. Let me tell you how it worked out. A guy from Canada purchased some small, and I do mean small, plugs for his alloy wheel for $20 plus the shipping. And I remember thinking it was weird that somebody from Canada would buy these from me because they're not expensive. And there's plenty of other eBay sellers that have them. Why was he buying them from me? Certainly, somebody up there would have these things for sale and he wouldn't have to pay any customs fees. So I shipped them out through the eBay International Delivery Hub. He got the items and files a return. Wrong size, doesn't fit. Maybe, maybe not. But I got a message from eBay saying they will handle the return on my behalf. I get to keep the $20 and they're going to refund the buyer. And I think he gets to keep the items too. So I have no complaint with the eBay International Delivery Program and how they handle returns. No complaint whatsoever. I'm very satisfied with it. Sales this week were a lot slower than usual. A lot slower. Like I said previously, I'm down about 25% from last year. And I don't think it's just me. It seems to be most sellers seem to be a lot lower than they have been in the past. One thing I'd like to show you right now, it's not eBay related, but it's something that I think you guys will find interesting. When I was about 13 years old, I started saving pennies. Not because I collected them, but because I just didn't want to have them in my pocket. So what I was doing is I was putting them in a small dog dish hubcap that I had on my desk. I just always throw my pennies in there. After school, whatever. Soon, the pile got too big, so I had to use a larger dog dish, a deeper one. Bung, bung, bung. Pennies would go in there. When I started working in the supermarket, the dog dish was also too full. So what I got my hands on was from the appetizing department, one of those 5-gallon white pails that the salads come in. And I would like to show you what that pail looks like right now. All right, guys, that's it for today. I am freezing out here. I mean, it's cold, it's cloudy, and it's raw, and there's no end in sight for poor Joey. I hope you guys found this video entertaining, interesting, and enlightening. I am amazed at the different type content that is put out by various people who do eBay videos or Amazon or Etsy. I'm just amazed. And I'm not looking to brag because I don't roll that way. But I feel I'm one of the few that is willing to attack the hard-hitting subjects that every eBay seller encounters on a day-to-day basis. I am chagrined by these people that will claim they can tell you how to make $10,000 a month selling on eBay and have the perfect items for you to sell on eBay. They're out of their mind. And the funny thing is, if you actually check these people's eBay stores, most of them would be categorized as casual sellers at best. It seems to me that these people are deriving their income from YouTube videos, and I mean that from the heart. I know one person in one of my Facebook groups has five YouTube channels, and is always bragging about how much money he's making on YouTube. Maybe he is. Maybe he is. But is he making it on eBay? Because that's what counts. If you're making it on eBay, you're a winner. If not, you could be a winner. Keep listing. I haven't been listing that much the last couple of weeks because of this horrible weather. But sooner or later, I'll get back into that. So guys, anyway, I've kept you long enough. I'm Crazy New York Driver and you're not. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you make a ton of sales this week on eBay. Rock on and peace. No, we're not quite through yet, guys. As you probably surmised, I filmed most of the video earlier today from my deck out in the back, and that was before I called concierge. I was so sure that they would remove that scurrilous feedback that it really didn't even cross my mind there would be a problem. So that's why I'm jumping back and forth with filming locations and comments and this and that. As bad as this is, it could have been a lot worse if the feedback had been negative. And this is something every one of you is going to face. How would you feel if you got a negative or even a neutral, like the one I showed you, where you did nothing wrong? You did nothing wrong, and eBay will not stand up for you. Welcome to the new playing field 2024. Here's the way it used to be. Buyers up here, sellers down here. Now it's like this, all right? Now it's like that. This is why so many people in the Facebook groups are saying they're transitioning over to Etsy and Mercari. Now I'm starting to understand their line of thinking. So, you guys who do sell on Etsy and Mercari, I'd like to hear from you. And I'm sure some of the other people watching this video would too, because there comes a time when you're going to have to say enough is enough, all right? Fair is fair and right is right. I don't mind adhering to the policies and doing what I got to do. That's part of being in the ball game. But when you're taken advantage of and they won't stand up for you, it's a whole new situation. So that being said, let me get out of here. I've kept you guys way too long. I'm Crazy New York Driver, you're not. Thanks for watching. Rock on in peace.